Hello, people in where am I? I'm on the Facebook and hopefully streaming live in the UTizzle. And so it's really funny. First of all, I did not sleep last night, so who knows what kind of crazy stuff's gonna come out of my mouth. But I'm assuming that this Facebook user that says their banana is ready is Christian. Hello, Christian. But I have to ask a question first of all. I somehow did this cool thing where I have like trained StreamYard and I guess Facebook to automatically put this link right here in the comments. I don't know how I did it. If you know how I did it, tell me how I did it so I can tell other people how to do it because I think it's effing amazing. That being said, hello, welcome to the Badass Funnel Fiesta. This is a live, so anything can happen, a live event. And I have some things to tell you about. When I was getting this StreamYard ready today, I found some really cool updates that StreamYard has finally got on board with, and you need to know about it. So, A, have you ever heard me complain? Well, let me get rid of that. Have you ever heard me complain about StreamYard and any other Zooming platforms that don't do the facial touch-ups? Because Zoom does, right? Zoom's been doing it since like 2019 because Zoom is smart. Well, StreamYard caught up, friends. If you go into your settings, you can now click the button so it touches up your screen. And look, I did a post in my Facebook group where this is streaming live, and I said that my eye bags are doing jumping jacks because it's effing amazing. So make sure that you click that setting when you're using StreamYard. I think it's fantastic. What else did I find? Oh, you can also now, when you use StreamYard and you have a guest, the recording can download to your guest's device automatically, so they can repurpose the content as well. My guest today is in the background, and I thought I clicked the button. I'm not sure I did, so we'll see if it worked. But I think those two things alone are a game changer, and I want you to tell me in the comments, yes, if you use StreamYard or if you're excited about those two things, because I'm pretty stinking excited. Okay, so who are we talking to today? We're talking to my favorite relationship mentor. And let me tell you, I love talking to Kim because I have some pretty outside of the box feelings when it comes to relationships. And Kim is the only person who doesn't look at me like I'm full of all of the crazy. And my husband is looking at me right now like, hi, you are full of the crazy. So that is a thing. But Kim is so unique and so special because she is focused. Her purpose in life is helping moms bring the romance and spark back into their relationship, because we all know, as business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, whatever you are, I think one of the biggest things that we struggle with is feeling that connection to our partner, our spouse, our whoever around our business. And she helps to alleviate that stress, figure out what support looks like in your relationship, and then help you to recreate that spark. Blah, 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 blah. Let me read you the official thing here. With a background in lecturing Latin American history and Spanish, she also enjoys working with women in cross-cultural relationships. That's not me. Unless children. Oh, no, I'm not going to say that. That would have been bad. Sorry, I digress. She works with women in cross-cultural relationships, or those who are using Spanish as a tool to connect with family and community members. I am a little jealous about that because I do see the opportunity with people that are using their, I can't articulate, but I like the idea of it. And I wish I could tell you what I'm trying to think, but I can't. So let's just bring Kim on so that I shut up.
I don't know if I can talk because I've just been laughing so much.
I know. I want to tell you a secret, and now it's not going to be a secret because we're live. I kind of said this out loud yesterday in my Thursday brain dump session, but I saw somebody post somewhere about something. I don't even know what they were doing, but they called it Friday Flamingo. And now I want to create some sort of like The View type of situation where me and 3, 4, or 5 random people are sitting in a room talking about random stuff. because I just tried to take myself down so many rabbit holes, and I think it would be hilarious. But that's a whole nother thing. Whole nother thing. Let's get to business. Okay, so over here in the chat, I'm seeing lots of people know and love you, so that's cool. But tell us, for the people who don't know who you are, tell us who you are, what you do, how you got into this relationship space, and let's see where the conversation takes us.
All right. So I'm Kim Kendall Silva, and I am a relationship mentor helping moms. I see I'm getting distracted because I'm watching the comments now. Did you have to put the comments up as soon as I start talking?
I won't do it anymore. I just like to tell people that are watching in various places what other people are saying. I won't do it anymore because sometimes
it's fine. So, right. I help moms bring the spark and connection back into their relationships, but it's not just moms. I work with women who are looking to get that deeper connection with their partners. And it may not even be that you may be like, no, but we're fine. We go out. Well, then great. That's a good start. But this is about having that truly extraordinary relationship that you really deserve. And there's nothing that says you can't have it. Just because maybe your parents didn't have one. So what? That's them. You're you. So let's make sure that, you and the person you're with and want to be with for the next few decades, let's say. Forever. Right? Every anniversary, I'm like, one down. How many more to go?
No, I have to tell you, and I don't even think I've told Joel this, but okay, so you've heard of the 7-year itch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I kid you not, every year on our anniversary for the first 7 years, I was counting down, expecting something crazy to happen in year 7, and it was always in the back of my head, like, I'm ready, I'm prepared, we're gonna figure it out. I'll kill him before anything else. And year 6, 7, and 8 came and went, and they were so anticlimactic. I'm like, what is everybody talking about? This 7-year itch thing? Like, is this even a thing? Or did somebody just plant their toxic ideas in my brain? Anyway, so
exactly.
First 8-9 years of our relationship, I constantly was wondering when it was coming, what it would look like, and how I would not murder my husband if it happened.
I'm trying to remember. I think I read a statistic recently where they said that the 7-year itch is now like the 3-year something.
You know what? That's sad. And it makes sense. People are in such microwave mentality. I don't know. When Joel and I got married, we argued quite a bit before we got married, and then it was like when it was officially legal and we were stuck, we both were like, there was like a light switch. I kid you not, a light switch that was like, might as well stop fighting. It's not like we can't go anywhere now.
We're stuck. We're in it. We're fighting. Let's figure it out. Exactly. Yeah. But you see, part of that was you had the practice. You had the practice of dealing with the arguments and dealing with the conflicts. And now it was like, we know what we do. We know what we say. We know how we act. Are we going to keep doing it? Or maybe we could figure out another way to kind of work through this so that we're not constantly at each other's throats,
Yeah.
And I just want to say, I like how you said that. Why I say that is because recently I've been, on all of the social media, and I see some really great relationship advice from other relationship coaches and counselors and therapists. And there are things like, connection questions to have with your partner, like, when did you feel most connected to me this week? At which point this week did you feel least connected to me? When do you feel most secure in our relationship? And I think those are wonderful questions if you speak that way. So, and I see them so often, and I'm like, this is great stuff when you're both coming from a place of understanding what that question means. It's like, I showed it to I know if I asked my husband those questions, the first question out of his mouth would be, what are you drinking? because I need
I
subs.
was just gonna
Right?
say, if I said anything like that, my husband would be like, "What does that even mean?"
Right? So, but and actually, that's I showed him one of the posts yesterday, and he's like, and that's exactly what he said. He's like, "What does that mean?" So
Mhm,
then I got into this discussion about explaining what the question meant. He's like, "We don't talk like that." I'm like, I know.
mhm.
Now, here's the thing, though, right? And this is like where I kind of want to say I am in no way, shape, or form disregarding that type of language. I think that it is very valuable. What I think you can do with it, if you read that and you think, I don't know how to begin that conversation, well, do exactly what I did. Show your partner the question and be like, what do you think about that? Like, what does that even mean to you? And then you have your own conversation.
Well, that's a good idea.
So exactly. And I'll tell you quite frankly, one of the reasons why that question probably doesn't sit well with you is that you don't have those types of conversations. So it's super awkward to bring it up or to
Mhm.
ask it. And that's why if you show your partner those words written by somebody else and you're coming from it at a place of both of you are like, well, what does this mean? Then that's where you can start having those conversations. So I just kind of wanted to leave it at there's tons of great advice out there, but if you're reading those things and you're thinking that's not going to work for me, that's not quite true. You just have to reframe how you're going to use it and then use it. Put it into your own words. Otherwise, that conversation is meaningless.
So, for those watching this, and tell us if you're watching live or in the replay, you know the drill. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. If you're sitting there wondering, what the hell does this have to do with funnels, JKN? Let me tell you, let me translate what Kim just said to you. Okay. She told you to repurpose somebody else's content and turn it into a conversation in your relationship with your partner so that you can achieve the end result. Hello, funnel. And it's free.
And it's free.
So there we go. There's your funnel for today, specific to your relationship. And you don't even have to do the hard work. You just scroll through stuff and find the post, which makes me ask, so are you taking like that post that you saw or whatever, are you taking like a screenshot and putting it into your Facebook group and so people can A, find it, but B, so with what you just said to me?
Um, well, interestingly enough, that's something that I have been playing with this last week and trying to figure out how best to, because the bottom line is I'm not willing to step on anybody else's toes. The people who put that work in to create it, it works. It's good stuff. So I want to be, I don't have to do anything. I want to be very, respectful of their work. So, um, working on figuring out, the best way to put that question forward while using. I probably will just end up using the questions and just ask about it as opposed
Yeah,
to
you don't
thoughts of
have
it.
to use, and this goes for any kind of content that you're repurposing. Like I
Yeah.
take screenshots of things and then I turn them into content that is authentic to me and my brand so that like you just said, I'm not calling out somebody else or saying this doesn't work. I'm just tailoring it so that my people can take what I want them to from it, if that makes sense.
That's
Um,
it. Yeah. Yeah.
and I don't know who said putting the fun in funnel, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Or
we're
another
gonna
thing you can do too. So I know you and I have the same Instagram mentor. Uh, so, but one of the things that we've been doing, we've been looking at the types of posts that do really well in this niche, right?
mm-hmm.
And now making it my version of that. So, and I mean, I'm not kidding. The stuff that she's recommended, like I did a post like that and I'm amazed already at the type of interaction it's getting. And I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow. She knows her stuff. So, yeah.
She does. So let's see. Have I had Nishta is mine and Kim's Instagram mentor. So let me be clear. She's not a social media manager. She's not going to create your stuff. She's not going to post for you. What she's going to help you do is figure out what strategy works best for you on Instagram. In fact, we've been revamping all of my stuff for a hot minute, and Nishta likes to, I'm like a testing ground for her. She comes up with very bold suggestions, scared to death. Every time, scared to death to bring it to me because she thinks I'm going to, I don't know why she would think I'd freak out. But then she's like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. And then she can go tell other people, right? Which is great. But we just completely changed how I'm posting my content on what content I'm posting on Instagram. Whole point being, if you want to use Instagram as a lead generation tool, not just building your brand authority or anything like that, you should totally check out Nishta. I would be remiss if I didn't shout her out, especially since we're talking about Instagram content. And she was on the previous Purpose and Profit mini summit, so you can find that recording in my Facebook group as well. But we were talking about your Facebook group, and I totally got distracted. I did want to put the link to that group across the bottom of the page so people can join your group.
Awesome. Just answer at least 1 or 2 questions, so I know you're a real person.
Yeah,
it'll be lovely.
Do that for your Facebook. Yeah, all Facebook group owners appreciate if you answer their questions so that they don't let in the spam bots. That's another funnel tip there for you, friends. But okay, so let's see. What was I going to ask you about that? I don't remember. I totally went off track with the Instagram thing.
Is that one of the places where the bullet points might actually have helped?
I don't believe in the bullet points. Those are not fun. But tell us something. What are you working on?
What am I working on? I have a Christmas in July bundle that I'm participating in next week. And I hope Diane is not watching because I haven't finished my automation. I have the if you click on the link and it'll take you to the page and you'll sign up and you'll get your intro and everything. But I need to make sure I'm not actually emailing you every day for the next 20 days after that. So because I tried that once, that's not fun. It was like literal, take your vitamins, now send your email for the day. Like, no. This needs to be automated. This needs to be going out. So thank you, Alex. But yeah, that is what I'm working on. It is so it's a Christmas in July bundle. Lots of giveaways from course creators and coaches all around business and personal development as it relates to your business. Everyone has had to contribute something that they actually do sell. So you're not getting what would have been a freebie anyway. These are things that people actually do have for sale, and you will be getting it for free for the week. You know how bundles work. I'm sure if you are following JKN, you know. You know all the things, or you're getting to the point of knowing all the things. So it's my 20 days of actions sequence, email challenge sequence. And that's what's going out next week. So.
Well, is this a new thing? Have you had the 20 days thing before? Can you tell us about what that specifically is?
Yes, I've had it actually for about 2 months now. So it's pretty new actually. So what it is, I'm all about actions, right? I mean, it's almost like sacrilegious to say, but I'm not one of those coaches that tells you communication is the key to a wonderful relationship. Communication is not the key to your wonderful relationship. It's part of it. But you can talk yourself blue in the face. If you really don't like your partner, communication isn't going to help that. Okay? So let's not try to pretend that words are going to get us out of our funk. They're pretty, they're nice, and they can mean nothing if there's nothing backing it up. So I'm all about actions. So I am of the firm belief, I can't remember who's the first person who said it. You can't feel your way into acting if you're waiting for the feeling of love to do something nice for your partner. Well, you can feel and feel and feel and not feel until you head straight to sign those divorce papers, okay? But what you can do is act your way into feeling. Because when you are consistently treating somebody well, and doing the things that you want to be done for you, or the things that are kind and respectful and loving, after a while, you're either going to stop faking it, or you're going to really get into the routine, and your partner is going to reciprocate it. Can you imagine really showing somebody love and affection every day and they
No.
don't reciprocate it? Exactly. And I know there are ladies who are going to be saying, oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. I'm not saying there are legitimate cases where perhaps you are with a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
But in a healthy relationship, a generally healthy, I'm not talking about one that is, really, really at its last. I'm talking about, you may have your ups and downs, but for the most part, you love each other. In that kind of relationship, even if you're in a funk right now, but you decide you're going to do the things to pull yourselves out of it, then this is who this is for. This is 20 days of 20 small things you can do to help you get back to that place of feeling in love, being in love, having that spark and that connection come back.
Again, friends, remember I have not slept, and I don't really have a filter when I have slept, so I'm gonna ask this question and not regret it. But Kim, are you telling us that if we're married to a jerk in 20 days, if we take the action to tell the jerk that we show him the love and affection that we're trying to cultivate, that he will no longer be a jerk in 20 days?
No. If he's just a plain old jerk, he's just a plain old jerk. And yeah, we have some work to do. But I'm talking about if he's going through a rough patch, if you are going through a rough patch, that's what this is. This is for the person who is just, things are hard, they're stressed out. They're not thinking optimally. You're not treating each other the best that you can. But underneath it all, you want to. That's who this is for.
I have a legitimate question.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for people who are maybe in that space. And I just want to be clear. So it's 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a guarantee? See me shaking my head no. That it's 20 days is going to fix the problem?
No, absolutely not. And it's 20 working days. So what we do, we start on a Monday.
20 working days.
20 working days. So we're all in business. We have our weekends, right? So
what I just heard you say is, again, I'm gonna say this knowing that it's a jerk thing to say, but come on, guys, I can't resist. We're taking off the weekends from cultivating the feelings that we need to come back in our relationship.
No, we're taking the weekends to work on our inner game. The weekends is we're thinking, and we're also having the chance to not have somebody tell us what we have to do today, because at the end of the sequence, you've got to do this. You've got to want to do these things for yourself. Now, again, what it is, it's meant to cultivate those habits, right? So there is no guarantee that it will work. And you have to be willing to do it. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And it's not like half-hearted stuff. This is, you're committing to it and you're doing it. And then, you know what? Maybe for the next month, you try it on your own. You sit and you make your lists of things you can do every day. And share it with your partner. Yeah. I had one lady who said she gave it to her husband. She's like, look, I'm doing this. And if you want to do it too, here are the emails.
Okay, that's good, because I would have found it hilarious if she just gave it to him and said, here, do this. Okay, I have two real questions. Mm-hmm. First of all, one of our Facebook friends says it's 20 days to polish a turd, and I think that's hilarious. But okay, we're talking about this bundle, in this Christmas in July bundle. So question number one, will you be putting the link when it's ready in your Facebook group, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen?
I will definitely be sharing it there.
And then you kind of answered question number two. When they get access to the 20 days of action that they can take, what would be the next step for somebody who feels like they're they're getting the hang of it. You did say that they could create their own list for the next 20 days.
Mhm.
But let's say they want to dive deeper. What would
Right.
be next?
Then they would schedule a call with me, because not everything on that list are going to be things that you love. Now, I'm not saying that, the hard things, you're like, oh no, I don't like the hard bits. There are some hard bits that you do need to do. But there are going to be some things that you love more than others, because if I tell you go take a walk around the block with your partner, well, maybe that doesn't work because you live in the countryside. I don't know. But I'm just saying, it depends on, there are going to be suggestions there that are going to be more up your alley than others. That's okay. Then we're going to figure out, well, what are other things like that you can do? We're also going to figure out why some things didn't work. Maybe you tried something and it totally fell flat. Well, why? What else can you do instead of it? So it's not even that we have to be specific about the actual action, but again, get to underneath what was your intention behind it. Why do you think your partner didn't respond to it? What can you do instead? What can you do overall? Because, you could like wake up every morning and do one of those things, but then your day goes to hell in a handbasket, as we know it often does. And every night you're a total cranky pants with your children, with your partner. So the action in the morning isn't really going to offset everything. So it's like, what else is going on? What else can we tackle? So that's the next step. And of course, as I said, if after those 20 days you think, wow, this has made a difference, well, still, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why it made a difference, because you want to stay on that path. So that's the next step.
I love it. And we can go backwards, right? We can go backwards to the beginning, because what you did share with me already today is your flirty and fun text templates, right? Okay, so let me put the link to that on the bottom and tell us what those are for people who want to get started today and not wait for your link to your Christmas in July bundle.
You should go talk to Cara, is what you should do. So, Cara took it from Instagram, because I had posted a few on Instagram, and Cara has been sending it to her husband on a daily basis. Apparently her husband is now convinced she's having an affair.
Oh, yes, that's right. I saw that, but I didn't realize that the text she was sending were these. Okay, so that's funny.
No, exactly. Now, of course, her husband doesn't actually think she's having an affair. All right, people. So don't worry that you're going to send these messages and your husband is going to start accusing you of anything.
He also apparently doesn't think she's funny, and I think she's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
Exactly. Maybe we should send him to get some help.
Maybe.
But yes, so those text messages, and I give you a variety. If you don't want the really flirty ones, we have some sweet ones as well, but I think you should really mix it up, because they're meant to be fun. And especially if you don't usually do those sorts of things, then yes, this is where you should do it. Send it to them, shock their system, shock yourself. You don't even know what responses you might get back. What I do with mine, because I do have the Spanish background, so I also include Spanish translations, because what it's also fun to do is send it to them in another language and get them to try to translate what it is you're saying. But of course, translators don't always give you identical translations. So what they might get if they feed it through a Google translator can be totally hilarious and not really what you meant. But it's all part of, this is the whole thing. It's not about the text message. It's about the experience. It's about you choosing to send it. It's about your partner receiving it. It's about that interaction you have over it. That's the point of it. You don't need my list. I think it's pretty good. I'm just saying, you don't need my list. You could just go Google, give me a list of fun things to send to my partner, and Google will give you it. But do it. That's what I'm telling you. Just make sure you do something. Flirt. You flirted a lot in the beginning. Even if it was awkward, yeah, I'm just thinking about some of those things we said back then. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about back then, but do you know what flirty Valentine's Day text I get every Valentine's Day? It is some Buffalo Bill variation of a meme. And if you don't know who Buffalo Bill is, first of all, I don't know if we can be friends. Go watch Silence of the Lambs, or just look up Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs. And every Valentine's Day, is that's what I get. Every Valentine's Day never fails for like 15 years. And they're always different.
It really cracks him up. He's like seriously cracking up right now.
Here's another thing that StreamYard did. They updated it so you can click a button and it will mute out your background noise. Apparently, he doesn't fall into that category. So I didn't think you could hear him. But yes, he is laughing hysterically because he thinks he's funny on Valentine's Day, Buffalo Bill, every year. And now when he goes to work tonight, I'm probably going to get 3 or 4 just for kicks and giggles. Yeah.
It's your thing. It's your thing. It's your thing. Look.
It's his thing.
You know what? If you didn't laugh when you got it, he wouldn't be sending it.
That is true. Okay, so I would love, this has been fantastic. Thank you for all of your tips. And I love that we've given the people watching this so many different options to connect with you, interact with you, connect with their partner or spouse. And I would love to invite you to give us a final thought, something to take into the weekend, maybe an actionable item, I don't know, or maybe something to sit with through the weekend. I'm totally putting you on the spot.
Especially as I gave you 2 of my usual parting tokens. So yeah, alrighty. But anyway, schedule time with your partner into your week. And I mean, don't do like me and mention to your partner that you are scheduling them into your calendar and then be told they're not a calendar item. You just do it.
She's laughing hysterically because I think she heard you laughing.
Don't understand. I was there all happy with my little pen. I wrote his name in. I put a little heart next to him. I was like, yep, I got you in my calendar. He's like,
listen, here's why that's important, though, because for me, if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Exactly. And, it doesn't matter if it's happening at 9 p.m. or at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. By the way, you can also schedule, sexy time. I'm just saying, if you're in that situation where it's like, it's been a while. No, I'm serious. Put it in your calendar. It needs to happen. So, right. And anyway, make sure you're spending time with your partner, not with the kids and your partner, with just your partner. To figure it out for the next week. What are your hours or minutes where it's just going to be the 2 of you?
Oh, I have a hack actually that just came to me. Instead of putting your spouse on your calendar, maybe you put no kids in bright, big red letters. And then that's like code so that your spouse isn't the calendar item, but you also have scheduled that you're not going to be anywhere near those hoodlums for a hot minute. So there's my relationship tip for the day.
That works too. That might have gone over better for that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I'm thinking of you. I just solved your problem. It just solved your problem.
You did.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Kim, thank you for hanging out as well. It has been so much fun. I love talking about relationships and things with you because, like I said, you don't think I'm crazy on all of the weird things that I think. But make sure that you get Kim's text messages. I will put the link in the chat as well. And join her Facebook group too. Let me switch over to that too. Because first of all, there's a lot of fun conversations there. When my husband was first becoming obsessed with his bidets, I was, I chronicled that it was like a whole week.
It was.
And so that's a fun place to share your relationship stories that you can't just kind of put out into the universe like to everybody, but join her group because it's a fun, safe place. You guys are amazing. What is next week? Oh, next week is the next Purpose and Profit mini summit, and we're talking about hands-on tech type stuff. So we have a ChatGPT expert who is not going to tell you how to create your prompts. She's going to tell you how to tell ChatGPT to sound like you every single time so that you save time on the back end editing your stuff and all of the things. We have an automations expert that's coming. I don't know what she's going to talk about, but she always gives me something new to think about. And then our third guest could be a surprise. It could be me. I don't know. Or I might have, we're trying to talk to a SEO expert. So that could be in the play. I don't know. It could be me. So I don't know what I'll talk about, but it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Yeah, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thanks again, Kim. And I will see everybody later.